I'm a bird. Great way to fucking start the vlog. Hello YouTube, Sp4zie coming right into this. Is gonna be a short vlog about my gaming setup, my rig. Consider this a sponsored video from Corsair and Elgato. They do sponsor my stream, and most of the products you gotta see are gonna be from them anyways. So without further ado, I welcome you to this room that I'm sitting in right now talking. So here it is, the room I spend the most amount of time in my apartment, and it has gotten along quite nicely, I gotta say. Comfy, professional, and sexy, just like me incidentally as a person. Let's start with the PC. In the description you'll find the full specs to this machine, but I've got an Intel i7-5960X. The GPU is a GeForce GTX TITAN XP Collector's Edition. I think it has like a Star Wars theme or something. And of course, Corsair 32GB DDR4 Dominator RAM. You have to say with that voice, it's a Dominator. And the case is a Corsair Obsidian 750D. This little beauty is still serving me exceptionally well. I do have a goal to get a second PC to just handle the streaming business so I can up the quality of my stream, but that's in the future. An important thing to note as well is that I have two internal capture cards from Elgato, and they of course handle if I want to capture console games or indeed this very camera. We'll get to that. Moving on to the gear. For my mouse, I'm using a Corsair M65 Pro. This one fits very neatly in my hand and has served me well for a long time now. It's just the right size, and I think that's the most important part when it comes to mice for me. Like, it needs to just fit in my hand and be comfy using. Keyboard. I'm using the Corsair Strafe RGB Mark II. All keyboards look and feel amazing from Corsair, but I love this one. Note that I'm also rocking MX silent switches, which is very, very good for streaming. That's pretty good. Headset, well, right there I've got an HS50, but as you can see right now I'm rocking the HS60. There's a different one. This little beauty is a lot of bang for your buck. I specifically need a 3.5mm jacket for my streaming, so I can't do USB. Super comfy, great sound quality, has a little volume thing here on the side if you want to crank things up without affecting the Windows audio, which is great for streaming. Microphone wise, I am using a Shure SM7B, which is stuck to a Røde boom arm, and it goes down to my voice changer, which is a Roland VT-3, which allows me to do things like this. Oh baby! Now it does have some pretty crazy sound effects on it. You can do some pitch changing like this. You can talk like, you can of course hit it with a reverb like this to give it a bit of a a lot of fun, great for streaming obviously. I tend to overuse it though, but hey, that's on me. Next to it, I have my Streamdeck Mini from Elgato, and on it, I right now control the new lights I've just gotten. These are the key lights, also from Elgato. These are so good. Super easy to mount to your desk. You plug in, you connect to your Wi-Fi, and then you can control it with the press of a button. And it really, I feel, put my whole streaming setup to the next professional level. Let's say that. You can also fiddle around with the warmth of the light. There's a good range of both brightness and that, so yeah, I mean, these bad boys, super crispy. I also have two more Streamdecks hooked up, and this one here, this one is for sound effects, so if I press that, there's the fart that we all know and love. And of course, when something good happens, you want to play the Avengers theme, so we got that going on. Very useful. And then on my other Stream Deck, this is where I control what's happening on the stream. If I press this, you get a little zoom in on my face. How you doing? And then we can switch back to this one. I can also do things like, and that's overall great too. I don't understand how I was streaming before I had Stream Decks. Like, I vividly remember having a bunch of different hotkeys on my keyboard and specifically looking for keyboards with like super extended macro keys, and it's just like, no, that's what Elgato does. They really know how to improve and enhance streaming, and they do it very well. The monitors are all BenQ of different varieties. Description for full info on that. I've mounted them to this thing. I have no idea what that's called, unfortunately, but it's just a monitor mounting device. The camera that I'm looking into right now is a Sony FDRAX53/B 4K HD. And I've got that stuck to a normal tripod that sits on my desk, and it's hooked up to one of the capture cards from Elgato that I have in my PC, so I can actually transfer through an HDMI into my PC, into OBS Studio, out to you guys. So that's very nifty, very handy. And now, CD chair. This is a T2 Røde Warrior from Corsair, obviously. Super comfy, sturdy, and in my opinion, pretty embracing to sit in. I've tried a lot of gaming chairs, and when you sit down in this one, it feels like it hugs you back a little bit, which I love. Yeah, you know what's up, CD chair. You know what's going on. Very happy with it, super comfortable. Finally, some other things I have on the desk. I always have a little real-life notepad if I need to write something down. I've got that GG button, of course, ready to be pressed, and my controllers. Xbox for PC and the other two for my PS4 and Switch, and those are hidden behind the third monitor over there, and they go into a capture card again. So if I want to stream any of those consoles, I can easily do that. And of course, behind me you have the wall, which mostly consists of stuff you guys have sent to my POSTBOX. If you want to do that and get featured here on the channel, POSTBOX address in the description as always. And there's of course plenty of audio. And that's pretty much it. That's my setup. Everything that I can and know I will list in the description if you want the full specifics of anything. I'm gonna put some links to some of the products you guys see in here, and they are affiliated links, so if you do end up purchasing something through it, I'll get a little kickback. So, and now before we end, the question of the day, and this one comes from a random Jedi. Hey Sp4zie, are you still editing your videos? Love your vids, but they do take a while to come out, and I'd love to see more of you. Can't do Twitch because of my internet. Keep the great content coming. Well, thank you. Yeah, a random Jedi, I still edit my own videos, and I've become kinda okay with it now. I like the variety, I do, and it's true, I do focus on Twitch primarily, and then whenever I have time, that's where I'm making videos. And so that's why the uploads are sporadic. I think I've come to the conclusion for now that with an editor, you want to get as close to what I would do as possible. And after working with several now, I think that I've accepted that I'm never going to get to a point where I'm happy. And for now, I don't want to be at all unhappy with what I upload. So I'm doing less regular videos, but staying a little more happier as a result. Now, I know that some of you would like to see the frequency increased and that you wouldn't care that it wasn't exactly the same as what I would have done. And I'm keeping that in mind at all times, and we'll see what happens in the future. Thank you for the nice comment, and thank you all for watching. Thank you Corsair and Elgato for sponsoring me. I'm pretty darn proud to be sponsored by cool people like that. Click here to subscribe. Click here to watch the previous vlog where I make my sick hummus. It's delicious. Do it!